Hello there. Welcome to the channel. I'm your humble host, Taylor Coleman, and today we're going to be talking about 5 movies that every filmmaker should watch. I am the CEO, lead writer, director, and producer at Crystal Ignition LLC. We are a small independent film and video production company located in Jacksonville, Florida. And on this channel, we give out filmmaking advice and we also do a little bit of gaming here and there. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, be sure at the end of the video to subscribe, like or dislike the video, and also leave a comment and tell us what you think. So without further ado, let's go ahead on and roll the intro. And when we come back, we'll get started.
Baby, it's whatever. All this ever, but you long gone, it don't matter. Ride or die, that's been the deal.
All right, guys. So welcome back to the video. As I said before the intro, we're going to be talking about 5 movies that every single filmmaker should take a look at. So for the purposes of this channel, these are going to be movies that are primarily going to help new and indie filmmakers get started or give them ideas to work on their next project. I'm primarily going to be tackling this idea that for filmmakers, you have to have tons and tons and tons of money in order to make anything meaningful. I truly believe that is simply not the case, and this list is going to hopefully give you some ideas of why that's not exactly the case. So, starting with number 5. Number 5 on the list is going to be Seagull Diner or Kamome Diner. Okay, so this is a 2006 comedy film by director Naoko Ogigami. It takes place in the Finnish capital, Helsinki. It's a Japanese woman who sets up a diner and she serves Japanese food. Most of the film takes place in this diner. It is primarily a feminist film, but it also has a lot to say about Orientalism and the way people view Japanese people in different nations and whatnot. And yeah, it has a whole lot of themes, a whole lot that could be talked about. For the purposes of this video, we're not going to get into it, but it's a very good film, I think, for new filmmakers and indie filmmakers to look at because, as I said, it takes place primarily in 1 to 2 locations, and it shows how you can just do a lot. You don't have to have a lot of special effects, things blowing up every now and then, and not even a lot of characters, In this film, we follow, I believe, 4 to 5 characters in this diner, but very simple film, but also has a lot of heart to it, has layers and layers of narrative, and I think it's definitely something that every filmmaker should take a look at. I believe you would need subtitles, so keep that in mind, but very good movie, very good film. Definitely check out Seagull Diner if you have not done so already. So the next movie on our list is going to be Cosmos. Now, I'm sure if any of you have spent any amount of time on YouTube and in the indie filmmaking space, you've probably came across this movie. It is a 2019 sci-fi film. It's about these 3 guys in the car, and they pick up some sort of signal coming from outer space, and they're trying to hone in on this signal. Now, what's notable about this movie, and for our purposes, is that the cast you see in the film, they are also the crew. It was written by 2 brothers. They used all of their own money. They're the ones that decked out the car. They found the locations. They had to do a little guerrilla filmmaking. They had to go find a parking lot late at night so they wouldn't get caught by any authorities, so they could film the scene they needed. Just really a testament to the power of indie filmmaking and how you can get things done again without a lot of money, but make something that is super meaningful. And these guys, they did a whole lot of work, releasing their movie on Blu-ray, getting it onto streaming platforms. So I think it's definitely a film that new and indie filmmakers need to study if they have not done so already. It's directed by Elliot Weaver, and it's a 2019 film, $7,000 budget, and it's called Cosmos. So go check it out. moving on to number 3 on our list. Number 3 on our list is going to be The Highwayman by Mystery Box. So, for those of you that don't know, here at Crystal Ignition LLC, we primarily use Panasonic cameras. We do not use any other brands of cameras. That's not to say that there's anything wrong with those different brands. I personally prefer to use Panasonic. And we have two primary cameras, a Panasonic G85 and a Panasonic GH6, which is our newer camera. The Highwayman was filmed entirely with the GH6. And I want to put this one on the list because it has a little bit of a higher budget. It's kind of just a promo based off of the original story, The Highwayman. But it goes to show you about camera technology and how you don't have to have a super expensive Arri Alexa, decked out with Cook cinema lenses. You can use something like the GH6 and get very, very good results. So if you have not done so already, go check out The Highwayman by Mystery Box. All right, guys, so before we move on to our last 2 films on the list, I want to take a moment to talk about one of our affiliates. As you all know, Crystal Ignition LLC is partnered with over 10 different companies, and one of those companies is Books A Million. Books A Million is one of the largest book retailers in the United States of America, and they are not paying me to say that. I legitimately shop there, and I like to share knowledge with you all, so that's why at Crystal Ignition, we do our Book of the Month. And Books A Million, they've got really good deals, so it's one of the reasons why we promote them on the channel. So this month, for our Book of the Month for October, we are recommending that all of our viewers read The Complete Filmmaker's Guide to Film Festivals by Rana Edwards and Monica Scribellis. Now, just a note about this book, it is a little old. Some of the websites are a little outdated on there, but the other information, such as how to write a good cover letter, how to select which festivals you're going to be submitting to, how long your film festival run should be, all of that information is still very relevant. It's something that we have done here. So definitely get this book if you can, and you also should be able to find it really cheaply from other secondhand websites if Books A Million is too expensive for you. Now you probably, for those of you that keep up with us, you probably know why I recommended that book. This month for October, my first film that I ever directed outside of Crystal Ignition LLC, it's called Not Just Porn. I co-directed this movie with Nick Cubio with music by composer Jordan Can. It is currently screening at the DMOF International Film Festival. So it's the direct monthly online festival. It's a really good festival. They've got some awesome movies, but we are in competition for October 2023. So definitely head on over there and give us a vote and check out my movie if you have not seen it already. All right, guys, so welcome back. So moving on to the last 2 movies on our list. So number 2 on the list. Number 2 on the list is going to be The Possession of Hannah Grace. Now, for those of you that have been watching my channel for a while, you probably saw this one coming. I've mentioned it before, but I'm going to mention it again here because I just really think that it's a great movie for filmmakers to study. Now, it's one of the more expensive films on this list, so why am I recommending it? The cinematography, the technology behind the movie. This movie was famously shot on the Sony a7S III, I believe. Similar camera, mirrorless camera, kind of in the same range as like a Panasonic G85, which is what we use here. And yeah, once again, it shows how you can do a whole lot with just a little. It is a horror film, so keep that in mind. But horror films historically have also been a really good way for filmmakers to make awesome movies on a low budget. Get a little bit of fake blood, get someone that's really good with makeup and makeup effects and things like that, and you can do some really interesting things. So definitely, if you have not watched it already, check out The Possession of Hannah Grace. And that brings us to number 1 on the list. And number 1 is going to be a very recent film. and it's also going to be a more expensive film due to the lead actor. But with that being said, number one on the list is going to be Maggie, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. So the reason why I put this one on the list is going to be, again, because it takes place in primarily one location, and it's a sci-fi kind of horror movie. And you guys know that I really love sci-fi movies. So it's about this father. His daughter gets bitten by this zombie. There's like this apocalypse going on, and she's going to pass away soon. So he's kind of grappling with that, and she also is grappling with, losing her humanity, so to speak. So it's a very good movie. And again, I sound like a broken record, but it goes to show you how, you don't have to have a lot of special effects or explosions. Doesn't necessarily have to be shot on the most expensive camera. I'm not exactly sure what was used to shoot this movie, but I do know that it takes place in one location, the home that Maggie lives in. Occasionally, they might have like a hospital scene here or there, but primarily that one location, and it centers much more on the human aspect and on these characters and their lives, and how when you write a really good story, you can get a lot out of it. So that's going to take us to the end of the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. What are your recommendations for other movies that you think indie filmmakers and new filmmakers should study, things that we can learn from, and learn how you can make really good movies on a low budget? Hit the dislike button or hit the like button. It's up to you. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.